Section 8-5, Part 3. Writing linear function rules with negative rates of change. A gardener collected 40 gallons of rainwater in a tank. Later, the bottom of the tank cracks, and the water starts to leak out. The water leaks at a constant rate of 2 cups per minute. So we got 40 gallons to begin with. And then the water leaks out at a constant rate of 2 cups per minute. Write a function rule to model the amount of water in the tank at a given time. So, what we need to do is let's represent some variables. T would be the number of minutes the tank has been leaking. So think of T as time. T is the number of minutes the tank has been leaking. Okay? All right. Now let's let W be. W is the amount of water in the tank in gallons after T minutes. Okay, so W will be the amount of water in the tank in gallons after T minutes. Now, to write a function rule, we're going to need to know the slope and the y-intercept, better known as the initial value. Okay? All right. Well, first of all, do we know the initial value? Do we know how much water was in the tank to begin with? Yes. Therefore, here there was 40 gallons of rainwater in the tank. Therefore, my B is going to equal to 40. B is going to equal to 40. There were 40 gallons in the tank. Now, what is your slope? What is the slope? Well, what we first have got to determine and talk about is gallons compared to cups. Gallons compared to cups. All right, let's remember. 1 gallon is the same thing as 4 quarts. There's 4 quarts to every gallon. Now remember, 1 quart is equal to 4 cups. We know that also. So 4 quarts is a gallon and 4 cups is a quart. Remember that. Okay? Next. So therefore 1 gallon is equal to 4 times 4 cups, or 16 cups. So you multiply those two together. The 4 quarts times the 4 cups. 4 times 4 gives you 16 cups. So 1 gallon has 16 cups. Now, we were told that our water was leaking at 2 cups per minute. So, 2 cups is equal to, what is 2 cups in gallons? Well, if you know that 1 gallon is 16 cups, then it's like we're saying 2 times 1 over 16 gallons. Or you could just write it as 2 over 16 gallons because there's 2 cups in 1 gallon. All right? No, I said that wrong. There's 16 cups in a gallon. So in relationship to 2, there's 2 out of 16 gallons. So that's 2/16 gallons. And this would reduce on down to 1/8 gallons. So 2 cups is representing 1/8 of a gallon. So this would be our slope. Now, our slope is negative because for every minute that passes, 1/8 of a gallon is leaking out. So really our slope has to be negative. So going back up, our slope is negative 1/8. So to write a function rule, I will need to use my slope and my y-intercept, which is the initial value, where your initial value was 40. Now, your slope was negative 1/8 x. So y equals negative 1/8 x plus 40. Okay? Now, if we use t for, instead of x's and y's, if we use t for the number of minutes and w for the amount of water, w will go in the place of y. So I have w is equal to negative 1/8 times t plus 40. We could also write this, w equals to 40 minus 1/8 t. These two are the same. This one is in the form of y equals mx plus b. This one is where the b is in front of the x. Okay? But instead of x's and y's, we were talking about t for time. T is for a time in minutes. W is representing the water amount. The amount of water in the tank in gallons after t minutes. So my slope was negative 1/8 and my initial value was 40. So either one of these answers would be correct.